have 2 booked for September, and now I'm kind of like,
Mm.
nobody's said it. Like they haven't emailed me. I haven't emailed them because I'm kind of like, ooh.
It's so bizarre. Yeah. Like, and then having to go and like the next piece is going to be rescheduling everything
Yes.
and having to like get back to where they are.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I feel
oh
like we're gonna have a
goodness
little bit of a cluster.
gracious. Oh man.
All
There
right,
it
so
is.
are we live on Facebook now?
We
I see
are.
something saying that. Okay, cool.
Oh, and now it's going.
Are we
Let
viral
me.
yet?
Yes.
Have we got
Instant
viral?
5 million views. I'm going to post it on the event and then we'll be good to go. Boom, boom, boom.
So I've been working on a second book. That's what.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm almost done with the proposal to send the publishing house.
I
So.
have a little bit of a plug.
Ah!
Right
Oh
here.
my God!
Yay!
That's mine.
All right. We're good to go. I'm set up. We've posted. I've got the comment section ready to go. I'm gonna. Yay.
I have to move my furnace. Oh, it's so cold in my house today.
Let's see. Cool. All right. Gonna keep an eye out. See who we've got logging in.
I've never, ever, ever done Facebook Live before, ever.
I hadn't, oh no, I think I did like a couple months back. I did like kind of randomly, just as like, hey, ask questions.
Yeah. So how did those go? Has that been good?
Yeah, the last ones that we did went pretty well. Like we had a bunch of questions coming in for Alex and Drew, and Amanda did one on her wedding photography. It was fun. It was a ton of fun.
Do I need to be on Facebook right now or no?
No, you're good. We're on. We are live right now.
So you're just like, because I can't see any questions or anything.
Yeah, so what I've got is like I've got it up on like a browser Facebook open on my screen. So it's really weird because there's also like a big delay. So I'm seeing us like 10 seconds ago. And it's really creepy. But I put that off to the side,
okay,
out of the way, and then I have the comment section.
so I'm just gonna, if there's a question, you're just gonna tell me.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll give it just a little while. I think
So
we just sent
I
the
have this
notifications
thing
out.
about Facebook Live. I don't know if this is a common thing that people feel. It probably is, but when you're scrolling and all of a sudden, like, you're friends with people you don't really like,
Yeah.
or whatever, they're just there.
Yeah.
You don't even dislike them enough to like delete them or whatever it is you do, block, unfriend.
Yeah.
You're like scrolling, and someone's doing a live video and you accidentally stop on it for a second. And then it'll say like your name. Like, I'm so terrified that's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be like, what's Brooke doing here?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, hey. And then it's like, oh no, I got things to do. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah. And then if you do get on one, she'll be like, oh, cool, body painting. Neat. You're only on for a second. And then I feel guilty that they're gonna be like, well, she didn't like my body painting.
yeah, why'd they leave so quick?
Right.
Where are they going?
Yeah,
It's like,
Facebook gives
no,
me a
I'm
lot of
just like,
anxiety.
I got things to do. I'm sorry.
Right. I love your body painting, but I can't stay for 10 minutes and watch.
I know.
I can't do anything for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what we've kind of seen like through the last couple ones. It's like we've had it where people have either stayed the whole time or keep people kind of like bopping it out. And then we have this all recorded and then it'll be up on like our Facebook page later so people can like go back and rewatch it and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think
Have you taken any cool classes or done anything cool on Zoom?
No. I've been running the cool classes on Zoom.
You are the cool
Yeah.
right. Right. I haven't taken any classes, but like I had a friend was like taking an interpretive dance class or something on Zoom, and
What?
and then I mean, I've just heard of people painting. They're doing painting classes
Yes.
and a singing class. And I've gone to some really interesting Zoom kind of meeting type things. Not really meetings, but just like meetups. That's what they are.
Yeah, yeah.
That's been cool, but not many, just a few. It can be overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that like now that everyone's kind of like figuring it out, at least like
Yeah.
we've gotten the formula down.
So
But I've been to other
you'll have
ones where
people
I
that are
get,
like this, and you're like,
yeah,
okay, I see your ear. This time.
it's like, hi.
Yeah, right. Or the people that are muted and they're like, whoa, but you can't hear anything they're saying.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, sorry, I can't even. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh
Right.
man. So I think we've got some people logging in. Yay, cool.
Cool. All
Okay,
right, people, come talk to us.
hello. So if you want, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm
go
Brooke
for it.
from
Yeah.
Hannah Class Photography for Kids. I should have worn like a logo T-shirt or something, but I'm not. I'm wearing Mr. Rogers. All
Which
right.
is
There you
a
go.
logo in itself.
But I'm a photography teacher. I work with kids ages 4 up to 18 teaching photography. And I'm never sure, am I supposed to like hear you with this thing? Anyway, I'm Brooke and I'm a photography teacher.
Yeah, so if you guys have questions for Brooke about a lot of what we're going to be talking about today is mostly like how to get kids interested in photography, or if they're already kind of interested, how to get them started, techniques and all that good stuff. I personally have learned a ton from Brooke. I am
Really?
Oh my God, yeah, are you kidding me? Because
Awesome.
I don't know if you guys know, but we have a nonprofit portion of our photography school, which is Illuminate Atlanta, where we teach kids and all of that. So it was kind of through this weird the small pockets of photography educators for kids that Brooke and I met, and it's been awesome. So yeah.
Sarah was my teacher a long time ago too, which is also kind of weird, right?
Oh my God, that's right.
A long, long, long time
I
ago.
always forget. That's so nuts.
I'm the worst student. I ask way too many questions. I don't understand things. But I'm a good teacher. I
Yeah.
think that's why I'm a good teacher because I'm a terrible student. But um, I've been making YouTube videos. That's the other thing I've been doing. So I have made, I think tomorrow will be my 35th. I haven't posted my
Nice.
34th because I got a late start in the day thanks to my internet being out. But
Mhm.
so I when we're done with this, I'm putting my 34th on YouTube. But my 35th will be tomorrow, and they're all projects that any kid can do with any kind of camera, like pretty much any
Yes.
age. And they're just fun little hacks, compositional things, cute little things that I come up with. And I play with cameras. My book is going to be called Photography Playground because that's basically it's
Mhm.
like playing with cameras. I play with
Yeah.
them. Like cool.
And that's the second book. This is the first
Oh
one.
yeah.
Get it. It's
You can get it
awesome.
online. It's on
It
Amazon.
is
It's on my website.
lovely. It is wonderful.
I just sent one out today.
It's so cute. It's a little
Thank
pan.
you.
Well, it's Max.
Mhm.
Max and the Attitude Adjustment, a story about
Yeah.
adjusting your camera.
Here's
You have
Max.
Max. There's Max. Yes.
Max lives in this is my land of make believe that I've made up. And I really didn't wear this on purpose for this um, Facebook Live we're doing. It's a word today because my college student daughter has moved back in. And I had turned my college kid's room into a closet. And now she's living in my closet. And so I can't wake her up in the morning to go get clothes. And I don't think about it the night before. So I'm sort of left with very few options in the morning, like what I have in my room.
Yeah.
So I wind up with some very interesting outfits. And that was, anyway, it's a long story to tell you about this land of make believe that I'm in. But yeah, I've got Freddie, I've got some doll houses, toys,
Yeah.
all the things that I use to like create my photography projects are in here.
Yes.
Lots of toys.
So I guess, okay, first things first.
Yeah.
If you are going to buy a camera
Mm-hmm.
for your child, for your kid, and want something that's going to fit best with like their age range,
Mm-hmm.
do you have recommendations on like
Yes.
per age to
So
purchase? Because you don't want
hold
to hand
on.
a DSLR to like a 4-year-old.
I'm gonna reach over you here for a second. Sorry about that.
Go
All right.
for it.
Here we go. All right. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Now I'm sitting on my dog. Um, so this is a Nikon Coolpix W100, and I use these with all ages. They're shockproof and waterproof. They have Wi-Fi ability. They have video capabilities, and they have all kinds of cool creative features in them, and they're pretty affordable for a camera. And I just think they're great for kids. I think they're great for anybody. They're a lot of fun to play with. They have all kinds of neat things that they do.
Yeah, so
But
even if you want to like borrow it from your kid and throw it in your
yeah,
bag and
you
go and
can
take
some
pictures with
really
it. Yeah.
cool pictures with this. And the main thing, because as like the more inexpensive cameras, they're not very durable, and if they get dropped at all, this little thing breaks, and then the aperture won't open and the
Yeah.
shutter won't open, and I've tried to fix them and broken them worse trying to fix them because they're just so flimsy.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
is like really durable. So
Nice.
I learned the hard way after breaking many, many cameras to buy these.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
that's for pretty much anyone. When your kid gets a little more into photography and maybe they want to take it to the next step and have some choices with lenses, I always suggest used Canon Rebels.
Yes.
I don't know, what do you guys use? Like,
That's our go-to is used Canon Rebels. KEH was super nice to us and gave us some of theirs that had been like discontinued models from years ago that
right.
maybe most folks wouldn't think like it would be a good purchase, but for like a couple $100 you can get your hands on a kit lens and a Rebel and they last forever.
And sometimes I'm really surprised because I have like for
Yeah.
my own personal stash of cameras, I have newer cameras. Um, and sometimes I'll like pick up one of the older Rebels to like, show a kid, or a kid will take a picture, and I'm really amazed at the picture quality. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? That came from this camera? I
Yeah.
mean, only because they're really old, and in
Yeah.
technology years, they're really old, but they still work great.
Yeah, I think we're still using like T3s and T4s,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're great.
absolutely. I think I have some that are even older than that. And I have like some Canon, oh man, what is it, 20Ds, I think, that I
Oh,
use,
yeah.
and they're really old and
Yes.
really heavy. But the kids like them because
Hmm.
they're really big and heavy, and it feels like they're doing something. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
that I find that the kit lenses, the focusing ring breaks on them real easy.
That's my only beef with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if they start to use that in like crazy
Mhm.
amounts of time and then eventually, but the wonderful thing about kit lenses is that they're super cheap and they're
Yeah.
everywhere. So if we replace them, it's like, oh yeah, that we're good.
Yeah, exactly. Not a big deal. And yeah, but that's really my only beef with them too. And I just always have to tell the kids, like I tell them in the very beginning, autofocus or manual focus, this is the difference. Choose one, decide, but don't, you know, sometimes they forget, but whatever. It's like you said, it's a kit lens. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly. It's like you're not going to give your kid a brand new like Escalade or anything like that. You give them like a 97 Camry because you know stuff's going to happen.
Right,
And
right,
it's
right,
not too big of an investment if
right.
they run over the trash can. That was me.
Did you
That's what
run
I
over a
did.
trash can?
I ran over a trash can. Yeah, yeah.
God, did I run over anything? I don't. Oh, I did get into a wreck, but that was my own car. Yeah. Okay. I didn't run over a trash can. I've done some other. Oh, you know what I did once? I actually backed out of a driveway and had the car in reverse and not in park. And I had to get out and move something, and the car started to roll down the
No.
driveway. And then what did I do? I, like Bionic Woman, running down the street because I was going to stop it. And I jumped in and, like, anyway,
Oh
I'm
no.
alive. Let's just say that's how that story ends. But it
Yeah.
kind of crunched the door of the car a little bit. Not a really. Oh my gosh. So yeah, kids don't have to go in person to get a driver's test now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how long is this gonna run? We wonder.
I hope tomorrow everyone wakes up and goes, that was a bad idea. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for real. I mean, it's kind of crazy. They don't have to do an on-road test.
It's such a bad idea.
Although I've
Anyways,
seen
oh
some
my
crazy
God.
driving lately that they'll blend right in.
I know. I think people are just like excited to like get back out on the road or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, back to
Ye-
photography. Sorry.
Yeah, no. This is just like a little like window into like me and Brooke just having a conversation and
Yeah.
all the fun places it goes.
Sorry. I
No,
haven't
no.
talked to very many people, Sarah.
I know. That's the thing. Like sometimes when we do these, I'm just like, I'm having a full conversation with someone that doesn't live in my house.
Right, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, okay, if you yeah, okay, I want to know how you got started, like getting
Um,
into teaching kids photography.
Teaching kids photography. So I've been a teacher since forever. For like 30 something years, I've been a teacher, believe it or not. Because I started teaching when I was a teenager. Um, so I count that. And I was a teacher. And then in 2009, the last super fun time in America for the economy, I got laid off from a really awesome job at a nonprofit and where I was director of children's programming. And I had to come up with a plan. So I had always been into photography. It had always just been like a pretty serious hobby, studied it in college, almost majored in it in college, and then decided to start a photography business. And as you know, that's quite a hustle. And
Yes.
it's awesome. I love being a photographer, but I really, really, really miss being in the classroom and the connections that I make with kids. And I found that every time I would do a shoot where there were kids, like a family shoot or a wedding or
Hmm.
anywhere where there were kids, I would always kind of gravitate to the kids, and they would gravitate towards the camera and I would let them. So um, I just thought, man, this is what I really need to be doing. I need to teach kids because I really like working with kids. So that's what I did. I just decided I'm going to do this. Oh, here's the other part of the story. I forgot. I thought I'm going to send my resume to a kids photography school because I know there's got to be one out there because I loved photography as a kid and photography is awesome. So I get on the internet and I Google kids photography school or kids photography program, and there was literally nothing there. So I went, okay, well, I didn't really want to start a second business, but I did because I knew that there was not a photography program, and somebody had to do it. So I guess it was going to be me. So
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Oh, cool deal. I'm like, there's something very loud
Oh,
happening upstairs.
okay, but it's not on my end because I
No,
think I'm the only
no, I
one
was
hearing
really
it.
confused.
Okay.
And I was like, what is happening? Someone's like in there. Can you hear it through me?
No, I can't hear
No,
anything.
okay, good. Okay, good. Because I was going to be like, what is happening? Okay, uh, someone's got to be like totally rocking their eardrums right now. I was like, what is happening? Anyways, okay, okay. So, and of course, I got kicked out of Facebook.
What?
No, we're still live. We are still
How
live.
did you kick me off
But for
Facebook?
whatever
Are you
reason,
breaking
it
me
was
off?
like, oh, hey, we're going to totally boot you out.
Hmm.
Oh, now it's going back and forth. Weird.
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. There's so much happening right now. I'm in like sensory overload mode.
What's happening? I feel like I have got FOMO
I
right
know.
now.
Okay.
That's the first time I've used that word.
Oh, really?
Reddit.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I just don't know why that's goodness. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm
Are we
here.
back? Do
Hi,
you have any
everyone.
questions? Do people want to
Ooh.
know things?
I know if you guys got questions, go ahead and ask them.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Good.
Get there in the chat. Do it, do it, do it.
All right.
So, I have more questions. I want to know more
Okay.
things. If you have itty bitties, like 4 to 8 years old,
Hmm.
what is some activities that you really like to get them interested in photography? Because like in my experience, they get the camera and they're just
Uh-huh.
like, I want to go take pictures. And it's like, okay, but how do you like start to hone them
Train
in and
them in.
focus in on stuff? Yeah.
Well, So there's a really big developmental difference between 4 and 8. So like
Okay.
with 4 to 5 year olds, because I definitely I've taught 3 year olds photography. Um, the younger spectrum, you kind of do a lot of scavenger hunts, and you just, because to them it's just the sensory process of like seeing something, holding something, clicking something, looking at it again, maybe showing their friend. It's just a sensory process. They honestly don't even really care about like seeing the picture after the class. They're just in the moment. Um, but I always print a picture for them anyway because it's cool to let them take something home. But so for those guys, we do a lot of scavenger hunts. We play a lot of games, and I do a lot of photography based art projects. So we
Mhm.
might take some pictures that I might print some pictures, like photocopies, some pictures that they took before and turn it into some sort of art project for them. So they make the connections with photography in more than one way. So, um, but it's also trying to think. It's so weird because I teach pre-K when I'm not in quarantine, and I'm very, savvy with that age group. But it's like it's been 7 weeks and I can't remember anything now. But so we do a lot of scavenger hunts, a lot of sensory things, a lot of look for things that, like yesterday I taught a preschool class through Zoom, a photography preschool class through Zoom,
Yes.
and it was about texture and the difference between prickly and tickly. And I literally would say like, okay, now go take a picture of something fuzzy. And they would have to go run through their house and go find something fuzzy and then come back and hold their camera up to the computer. Anyway, so that's that. And then the older kids, like as they start to mature and they're, have a little more impulse control and can sit still longer, I still don't really get into a lot of technical things. It's more about creating something that is, the process is fun. Again,
Mhm.
kind of like the same with the little kids, but just maybe a little more than a scavenger hunt, like telling a story with their photographs, or
Yeah.
um, some dress up stuff. That's always fun. That's fun for any age group,
Yeah.
like photo booth type things. Um, and uh, that's again like with that younger age group, having those cool features in the Nikon Coolpix W100. um,
Yes.
that comes into play really well with that age group because then they can manipulate the pictures in the moment, and
Mhm.
they like that. Um, have I feel like I could answer your question for a week. So
I know, right? Yeah, it's like there's like a billion and a half
yeah,
things.
I just try to make it all fun. It's
Yeah.
really all about fun. And I don't really get into the technical stuff until I see that they want to be into the technical stuff, because that's a good
Sure.
way to turn a kid off to photography. Is if all you do is talk
Yes.
about the technical stuff, they're going to get really bored.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've found that like again and again and again with anything that we're doing with our kids, and the things that we go into is like we first started and we do essentially the same kind of like PowerPoint that we did for our photo one class at ASoP,
Hmm.
and we bombed, like
Yeah,
totally,
I've done that before.
fully bombed. The kids were like,
Photography is
this.
boring.
And we also made the horrible mistake of giving them the cameras up front. We're in a room of like 12 kids,
Yeah,
12 like
yeah, yeah.
12-year-olds.
Mm.
And we gave them all the cameras first. So they're just like clicking around. And then to get a group of 12-year-olds to go, everyone stop pressing buttons and look at this PowerPoint presentation.
Well, look at this awesome PowerPoint.
Like, it's like, no, what were we
Right.
doing?
Right. Yeah. I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it was weird. I felt like I mean, in the midst of me developing my photography program, I was still really developing my skill as a photographer.
Hmm.
Um, because I tend to be more of an emotional shooter, less of a technical shooter. And so I was still learning a lot of really technical things. And so I felt like in order to be taken seriously as a photography teacher, I needed to know like all this technical stuff. And no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, it didn't
It's
work.
if you keep it fun, that's
Yeah.
when they start to get engaging. It's tough because I feel like they also know you're also fully aware at all times as to whether or not you're teaching well by the level of how bored they are. So
Yeah,
you're getting real-time feedback on how well you're doing as a teacher because it's
absolutely.
kids. Because it's like adults, they'll sit there and be patient and be very polite and everything, and that's great. Kids will straight up just be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like
Yeah, like stop
right when we
and roll their
started, it was
eyes,
so
and you're
many
like,
of
"What?"
that. It
Well,
was
and
like,
too,
oh
they
man.
don't even like for the most part, they don't remember a time before having a cell phone camera. So,
Yes.
so they're like to them, photography is this. It's this. It's just doing this. And then there are these people that are like have a job where they do photography and they have bigger cameras, um I've had kids say, like, before I really developed a way to like embrace the fun of it with kids, they would be like, well, why can't I just use my cell phone to take this picture?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because to them it, and they had a good point. I had to start listening to that and going, you're right. Why can't you just use your cell phone to take this picture?
Yeah.
And if you're trying to explain to them like the importance of metering, and like they're like,
Oh man.
whatever, I want a cool filter.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm like, I zoned out when
Yeah,
people started talking to me about like metering in the zone system
me
and all
too.
of
I
that.
still don't
Like,
even
I'm like,
know what it means.
I don't care. I just still don't know what the zone system is. I'm like I know that some of my friends out there
Woo!
who
I'm
are
so glad
really,
to hear that.
no, I know that, and I apologize to all my friends out there who are really into like
No,
large
no,
format photography and
yeah.
everything. I'm sorry. I don't know. And I've tried to like explain it and my brain can't
I
do
love
it.
that there are people that know the mathematics and
Oh,
the of photography. I
all day.
tried. I think it's great that they do these equations and they know exactly what something needs to be set at for a certain result,
Yes.
but I can't remember all that
No.
stuff.
Well, and then it's like Dave, my boyfriend, he is the techie guy and he knows and he's like, it's coming with this sensor. Did you see what this can do? They're gonna put this new thing on there. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
great.
gonna do this. Yeah.
Cool. Can I have it? Can I press the buttons? Like, can I start? Yeah, it's
Right.
we balance each other out because then he knows as to whether or not it's like worth it and all that good stuff. But I'm just like, I just want to take the camera. I'm like, I don't even care. I just want the camera.
Yeah.
I want to take
Well, there's a place for every nerd in
oh,
photography.
100%, 100%. Like, and I
I'm
think
my
that's kind of
own
like the
kind of
coolest part
nerd.
about it. And
Yeah.
that's one thing that like I help to get kids interested in because it's coming from a place of like, you don't have to take pictures of what I like to take pictures of. Like, if you could care less about capture, like for me, I do like event photography documentary and I really like capturing the moments of like these little tiny moments in between moments of people and all of that. But if I'm sitting there and I'm just like, if you want to take pictures of flowers, go take pictures of flowers. If you want to take pictures of graffiti, go take pictures of graffiti. Like anything where I can sit there and instead of, I think like some of the teachers that I had that were the most influential let me kind of just do whatever and then guided me more in
Mhm.
like those lanes rather than the ones who I felt like were maybe not as effective or just like, no, you have to do it this way. You have to absolutely do it this way. And it's just like, I don't want
Yeah.
to do it that way. That's
Right.
dumb.
And
And I'm
they say
bored.
learn the rules and then break them.
Yeah.
So I'm really good at the breaking part.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it comes
Same.
naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. But I'm just that way kind of in general as a person too. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of just my own little creative nerd.
Yeah.
um anyway, so
Yeah.
um
What else do we got? What do you guys ask your questions? Come on, guys. Everyone's being really shy today. I don't know what's
yeah.
going on.
Well, so I was told that the internet was out in a lot of places today, like across the city.
Oh,
That's been
maybe.
my big fear is that the internet is going to die.
At some point, it's just going to
Connection.
totally.
That's the only connection we have right now.
Yeah, no
But
kidding. Oh,
yeah, so um anyway,
but
yeah,
yeah.
try it again. Um
So we've talked about the younger kind of demographic? What about preteens and teenagers?
Well, most of them, I mean, I love every age group for sure. And the thing that I really like about them is that usually by preteen, teen, they're a little bit social media savvy, even if they're not on social media. Sorry
No,
about
you're good.
that. Even if they're not like they don't have their own account, they've at least seen photographs. They've seen viral photographs. They've
Yeah.
seen viral images, for better or for worse. And sometimes that can limit a kid's creativity because they just want to do what they've seen on whatever. But it can also really spark their it can be inspiring, and it can spark their creativity. So I like that age group, because we can really start to, like, I don't know, I did it. Have you heard of Staple City?
No.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Sarah.
What is
Sarah.
this?
Okay, so can I get up for a second? Because I'm gonna show you.
Do
I made
it.
a little mock-up of Staple City. I'm gonna tell you what it is first. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go get it and I'm gonna tell you. It's so cool.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. I live on a busy street, and now that everyone's like walking, anytime anybody walks by my house, my dog goes crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is, you can kind of, I'm going to tilt my camera down here. So you see I've got this reflective like cake board, and I
Yes.
have these staple rows, and these are stuck on here with sticky tack. These are not, because they're just not. So Staple City is basically, you make a cityscape out of these staples. And I made a video about it on my YouTube channel. And I
Yes.
made some posts about it too on my Instagram. But you make, like, it looks like a cityscape. It looks like a city skyline when you put it against certain backdrops, and especially like with really dramatic lighting, like really dramatic side lighting. And so I did this one night after drinking some whipped coffee. No
Nice.
lie, I had some whipped
Nice.
coffee, and I could hear colors. I was so awake. And I stayed up till 2 in the morning making Staple City because I had seen it online, and I was like, man, that's so cool. I want to learn how to do that. So my whole point in showing you this is that when I work with the older kids, they've seen things like that, and they can get really excited about it because
Okay, yeah.
they've seen viral images. So, yeah, they're great. Sometimes it can be hard to get them out of their shell because of the awkward age.
Oh, yeah.
But once you get them out of the shell, it's great, and they're a lot of fun. And
And I think there was one thing, like we had a conversation a while back where it's like
yeah,
doing something that works so well, which is just making an idiot out of yourself first,
totally.
immediately opens up the door for
Yeah,
that age range of like awkward preteen teenagers, where they might come in kind of like,
yeah,
I don't want to,
right. They're
yeah,
all
I'm
weird.
too cool for
Yeah,
this,
I don't
whatever.
awkward. I don't want to be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I do one where I'm just like, just start taking pictures of me. And then it'll be like mid-sentence. And so it'll be like a picture where it's just like me being like,
yeah,
or
making some awesome face.
yeah, and they'll be like, those a good one. Those a good one. I was like, that's perfect. I
Right.
love those. Those are
Yeah.
great.
No, I think that that is, and that's the magic of working with that age, is watching that happen, is watching them come in sort of guarded and self-conscious, and then just showing them like, hey, it's totally cool to just not care about any of that right now and just be silly. And they're fun. And I love watching. So back to the whole thing of like viral images. So
Yeah.
sometimes they show me things that I have never seen.
Yeah.
And it's so inspiring. I'm like, man, that is so cool. Yeah, let's figure out how to do that. So that's fun with that age group. And then watching them take an idea and make it their own. That is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the most fun part,
Kind of
where you're
thing
just
is
like, I did it. I did my
yeah,
job. We're good,
right,
everyone. Good job.
right. Yeah, like you show them how to take they want to do something, and then they'll take your idea and they'll like turn the camera upside down, or do something that I never would have done that. I would have thought, that will never work, and then
Yeah.
they take a picture and it totally worked, and it was great.
They don't have that barrier in their brain of, I think what is really unfortunate of what happens when we become adults, where there's so much like doubt that we're just like, no, I'm not going to waste my time on that. That's not going to work. That's not going to happen. That's not going to
Right,
come
right.
out the way that I want it to, and it's going to take so much time. And kids will just be like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I don't,
Yeah,
what could go wrong? What's going to be the
right,
worst thing that happens? And I love that about it, because I'm constantly having to remind adults in the classes to say, you're not going to break anything. You're not going to hurt anyone.
right.
Your camera's going to be fine. Like, everyone's going to be okay. And if you goof something up, you're going to walk away unbruised. I promise. I promise.
Right. I mean,
Where
just
kids are like,
picture.
I'm gonna go climb up that tree and try and take a picture as if I was a squirrel. And it's just like, yeah, do that.
Right,
That's great. Why not? But then I
right.
have to bring it back and go, okay, but do it carefully. Like,
Totally.
I have
Yeah.
to remind myself that I'm the adult
I
of
had
the
those
party.
meetings where kids were like wanting to get like shutter speed pictures and throw things at the camera. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
we're not going to throw gravel,
I
but
know.
that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. At first my brain goes, yeah, let's do it. That's a great
Yeah,
idea. Let me get my camera real quick. And then
right, right,
totally completely forgetting that, oh, that's my livelihood. I can't just like
right.
throw things at
Well,
it.
and a lot of times what I'll do is, because I've been doing this for so long now, I have like some go-to YouTube videos, and there's one, I don't know what it's called, but it's a fast shutter speed video, and they slow everything down so you can see like this guy freezing motion basically,
Yes.
and he's got like something like a rock on the end of a string, and he swings it and it breaks a wine glass,
Oh,
and
cool.
it's like, but it shows like the outtake, like where he like glass goes flying everywhere. So I always like to show them that so that
Oh, yeah.
they can see like, we still have to be careful,
Yes.
like we're gonna have fun, we're gonna throw some things, but we're not gonna throw breakable things that
Hmm.
will break you or the camera
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, they're a lot of fun to just like play with. They're all fun to play with.
A lot of like, eventually once you crack that nut open, it's a lot of just like throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what happens. And
We should
sometimes
do
some
that for a
really cool
photo,
stuff comes out.
spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah, maybe we should just
That
take pictures
photo
of that.
shoot. Looking
Oh
at the
man.
spaghetti in midair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're literally throwing spaghetti at the wall. Uh, another one that I found that's like really fun, that the teenagers especially get really into is if we get like a clear vase or some sort of like clear container and
Mhm.
drop watercolor,
Oh my
food
gosh.
coloring.
So I made a video about that.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
called Twirly Twirly Art. But this is what I did like 2 days later because I just had this moment. So I did that, and I've made a video about it. And then 2 days later, it was Earth Day. And I took a piece of cardstock and I put a tiny, tiny little hole, like with a safety pin in the cardstock, and then put that over the lens of my cell phone camera, like right there. And it made like this tiny little pinhole like vignette.
Get
And
out of
then,
town.
so what I did for Earth Day is I took blue food coloring and green food coloring, and I did my swirly twirly art, but I took a picture of it with the pinhole filter. And so it made an earth. So I wish there's not like share screen. Oh, there is share
There's
screen.
your screen. Yeah, yeah. If you want to share, go for it.
Okay, can I share something?
Yes, do it.
Okay, let me like
Absolutely.
all 9,000 of my tabs and
No,
things are
no.
open. Those. Okay, I don't have anything like horrible on my computer at all, but I do.
Yeah,
I
same.
just how many folders I have and files, and people are
That's the
like, "Really?"
same. I'm like, I'm not like clicking away like horrible Google searches. It's just I'm embarrassed of how many windows I have open currently in my
I
life.
so right at like literally the first week of the quarantine, my computer wouldn't work, and I was like, "Oh, this is a bad time for my computer to die." So I went to Onyx. Shout out to Onyx Indicator, and I just needed a new charger. That's all it was.
Oh, nice.
But they had to like troubleshoot, and he was like, "This is what he said." And this is after I'd already cleaned up the computer quite a bit. He goes, "The number of folders you have on your desktop hurts my heart." And I was like, I know."
If you've ever
I'm
seen,
okay.
I don't know if you've
Okay,
ever watched the show The IT Crowd. It's a British comedy show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And there's this amazing scene where one of the women, she has like her computer and she's like, it's broken, fix it. And then he looks at it and it's just like pop-up windows everywhere. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's infected. Why do you have it like that? And she's like, no, no, I have all of them where I like them. And I'm like, oh God.
Well, so yeah, I kind of am like I've had this one tab open for, okay, here we go. Oh, cool.
Yes.
I've had this one tab open for like 3 weeks because I'm scared I'm gonna forget about it if I close it. I don't know.
I
It's
do the
just
same
weird.
thing. It is
Yeah.
just kind of like there.
Okay. So I'm about to share screen
Let's do it.
my Happy Earth Day, and I put font over it because it was the thumbnail for my video, but
Yeah.
you'll see it anyway. Okay, so all right, there you go.
That turned out so cool.
Isn't that awesome?
That's
That was like
legit.
one of my 2 a.m. I wasn't drinking whipped coffee that night, but it was like late night. I was like, what am I going to do for Earth Day? I should do something photography related for Earth
Yeah.
Day. And then I just decided to do that.
That
So
is great.
so anyway, yeah, I've got a lot of things like that. A lot of fun little crazy creative hacks. That's
Yeah.
what I like. I like tricks and hacks.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
general photography.
Let me actually like, we have the stuff here to do it. And then I can like
Cool.
link my phone in and like screen share from my
Yeah.
phone.
I've been doing that. It's like the best thing in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab it. It's gonna
right. I'm going to tell people to come on and watch this. All right. Oh, you got things.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna tell people to come watch.
Do it.
Okay.
Okay. My only thing about this is I wish every time that we do this, I wish that I had like a magic ability to like refill my my vase instead of having to like dump it and refill it every single time.
Right. I started dumping it in my watering can. So, because it's okay if like,
that's a good idea.
Oh, that's your screen share. Okay. I was like,
yeah. Where's it going? What are we doing?
Cool, cool, cool.
And does this show up? Does this work on Facebook Live? Oh, it does.
Does
okay,
it?
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's legit. Yay.
Some things are kind of cool about being stuck at home, like learning cool things like this.
I know, right? Or it's just like random stuff. We're just like, yeah, I could try that. Let's do that.
I made homemade tortillas today for the first time.
That sounds amazing.
Because I need to know how to make more carbs. I don't know enough about carbs.
No, we all need to know more about carbs.
All right, so wait, so hold on one second. I need to do Atlanta School of Photography. Why can't I do this? All right, there we go.
Sweet. So I've got it like my phone on just like a little stand here. I wish I had it where I could like put it like up over the top, but we'll see. So, and I've got like a ton of weird, pretty food coloring left over from like Easter.
Yeah.
Couple things. I have found that like the darker the color, the better it works. And you need like a ton of light.
Yes, you do. And I learned, because, you know, here's the thing with photography too, and like tutorials. So the first time I tried this with kids, I overdid it. Like I over researched it. and I had like glycerin and corn syrup and all these different things trying to make it happen. And then I realized it works so much better with just food coloring.
Yep.
Like all these other things I was doing were over complicating it. And it was because I was trying so hard to be like the world's most awesome teacher and do all this research. And really the simple thing is what works the best. So
Yeah.
I am right there with you. And then some colors I think, work better together than others. But yeah, I made fire. I made something look like fire too.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that and then the background, kind of like whatever's behind it.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah. So I put white behind the last one.
Yeah, maybe I'll grab a piece of paper real quick and just put that guy like right there. Yeah.
All right, I'm making our post.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me see. I'm going to go with the blue first. I've always had really good luck with blue.
Yeah.
Because it's really deep. Let's see. Bloop. Yeah.
It looks cool.
Look how cool that is, like already. And it's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Are you taking pictures right now? Is that what that
yeah.
is?
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's like that. Or I just hold it on like my phone, I hold it down and then it goes into burst mode.
Oh, right.
And it can just, and then I can choose them later. Oh, that's so satisfying.
It is.
That's incredibly satisfying.
Awesome. It's like you can't take a bad picture of that stuff.
Yeah.
It looks so neat.
That's,
and then even like you can go in and crop it and do a little editing and bring out some colors.
oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm probably going to take these into Snapseed. Oh, that's cool.
Is that your favorite phone editing?
By far. That is my favorite one. It's free. It's super easy to use.
Yeah. I have Visco. And
I like Visco too. Yeah.
I have Visco. Sometimes I think it's more than I need. I'm just like, wow, it has so many options on here, which is good.
Yeah.
I have that, and let's see. Yeah, Snapseed. I have some other stuff too. I could look on my phone, but honestly, my favorite editing filter is on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, it's not a filter. I just like making all of my shadows blue because I like blue. It's my favorite color. But yeah, that's my favorite. I use some other things sometimes too, though.
Yeah, Visco I like, but Snapseed has just got so much stuff on it. But the one thing about Visco is you can actually shoot RAW in their camera app. So you can shoot and take like what is the closest to like a RAW image that your phone could.
Right. I haven't shot RAW in so long.
Really? Oh, I know, right?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
like if I'm doing anything for work, yeah, I'll shoot RAW, but with the kids, it's all JPEG.
Right. Well, if I'm shooting like a very, very contrasty subject, I'll use RAW, or if it's a wedding. But a lot of times, even if I'm doing events, I'm just shooting in JPEG. But it depends on the event too. Depends on the lighting of the event. Like if I'm pretty confident that I'm nailing the lighting, I'll shoot it in JPEG. But if it's like a nightclub with like 30-foot ceilings and they're black, then I don't know. Well, this is,
and it's like, I'm probably gonna need to fix this later.
That safety net I'll shoot in. Or if it's a really, really, really high-end client and I cannot make a mistake, then I'll shoot in RAW.
So this is with the macro lens?
That is awesome.
What?
That is awesome. What's that using?
And it's this guy. It's this little macro lens.
Oh my gosh, I have a whole bunch of those. I haven't used them in so long. I should definitely incorporate in my life.
Love it. Oh, the other thing I've learned about these is once it's going, don't try and like move it, because once you move it, it all mixes together.
Oh yeah, the water and color.
And you lose all the cool drippy drip effects. So let me see if I can use this, but I'm going to get, let's go red, because I think the green will make it brown. And I'm going to try and get it really close to the edge. So if I do that, whoa, that's kind of cool. It's just like an abstract.
Yeah. And
But
even
if,
like not totally in focus. Oh man,
oh
that's
man,
awesome. I haven't used those macro lenses. I totally forgot I even had them.
dude, they're my favorite. They're
I
literally like my favorite
definitely
thing in
need to
the
check
whole wide
those
world.
out.
See, and this is the kind of stuff where it's like, I could do this forever.
Yeah.
I could spend the next like several hours
Right.
just messing with it and getting kind of cool, pretty stuff. Yeah. Boom.
Oh, that's
Ta-da.
so cool. See, and that's the
Yes.
kind of stuff that just like blows kids' minds when you're like, look at this cool art. So that's something I really love. Oh, there you go, Snapseed.
Yeah.
Um, so that's something that I really love about teaching photography to kids is that kids that don't think they like art or don't think that they're good at art,
Mhm.
like, oh, Sarah, these look so awesome.
I know, didn't those turn out nuts?
Yes,
What
they're
is
so
going on?
good. But like you can show them that like liking art or being or considering yourself to be a good artist doesn't mean that you're a good painter or a good, or good at
Yeah.
like it just opens up like what art is and it's accessible. It's accessible to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I
Um,
think that a
so
lot
cool.
of sometimes like if I'm talking to my students and then I go, well, who's like your favorite photographer? And then sometimes they'll mention like a photographer that's famous on Instagram. And
Right.
then at first I was like, oh, okay, yeah, well, you don't
That
really
doesn't
know
count.
about like good photographers. And then they'll show me who it is, and I'm just like, oh man, they're actually really good. So
Yeah. Yeah.
coming from that place and
Yeah.
starting there, I found to be really helpful.
Yeah, totally. And I love that there's so many photographers I've never heard of that are super awesome. I mean, it's just like it's cool. And
Yeah.
again, like going back to what, I was saying about working with that age group, that tween teen age group is like they might have, are you layering now? Are
It's
you
a it lets you do double exposures.
cool?
Isn't that nuts?
Yes, I love that.
That might be
Um,
too much.
I love it when they have like a favorite photographer on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
like
awesome.
you're paying attention, it's just in your world.
Well, I remember when I first started teaching kids photography, which was actually 8 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. Drama.
I know, the drama filter.
um, when I first started teaching, 8 years in technology years is a long time. And
Oh yeah.
cell phones were just starting to get, oh, I like it really vibrant.
Yeah, I think go with like super high curves.
So cell phones were just starting to get like good cameras on them. And photographers were really upset about it. Not all of them, but a lot of them were pretty upset about
Oh
it.
yeah.
This is going to kill our industry. This isn't real photography. And I feel like I had the benefit of working with kids who were like, what do you mean that's not real photography?
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
like, it's a camera, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I
Mhm.
had this one kid say to me, she was like 13 years old, and she goes, that's like saying, she goes, that's like saying you're not a good painter unless you only paint in acrylic. And I said, yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Boom.
So,
That's exactly
I
it.
mean, I just love that there's so many cool ways you can take pictures now.
Yeah.
And, and that we've all gotten so photo savvy that like an 8-year-old can go, oh, that's good lighting.
Yes.
Like,
Right?
how do you know lighting? That's awesome, Sarah. I feel
I
like we
think
should
that
do
turned
a
out really
whole road
cool.
track series of these. Like I see a heart.
I'm gonna
So do
save
you know what it's
that.
called when you see things in things? Like when you see faces and things, or you see like a bunny rabbit in the cloud?
Oh, yes.
It's called
What else?
pareidolia.
Oh, is that?
That's what it's called,
Oh,
pareidolia.
that would be fun
Yep. So
to
I
go
I
through
I
them.
did a video about it, Sarah.
Boom.
I did. I did, but I actually have a lesson plan that I haven't done a video for about it too. But I did one just like where you find faces, and I call it pretty
You gotta
pareidolia.
send me your
My YouTube.
YouTube link. Yes.
Well,
And
um,
then I'll post it up in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it for you right now.
Go for it.
So, oh, these are so pretty. I love
This
all of
turned
these.
out so fun.
So I have this other lesson that I do and haven't made a video for it yet where I get kids to take pictures of clouds, but it has to be like it's not something you can really plan for in advance. It has to be like that day you go outside and go, man, these clouds are rad. We're gonna take pictures
Oh,
of them.
yep.
And so, because you got to have like the real pretty puffy clouds. Um, and so we go outside and we take pictures of clouds with flash, without flash, either one. And then I print them, and then they have to turn the cloud into something with markers or drawing on it.
Oh, that's
So
great.
like they might say that cloud looks like a bunny rabbit, and then I print it, and then they add the details to make it look like a bunny rabbit. It's a pretty awesome lesson plan. I like it.
Oh, that's
Right, I'm gonna
perfect.
find my YouTube to send to you right now.
Yeah, do it. And then I'm going to put it up in the chat so everyone can
Okay.
have it to know and see. Yeah.
Right. How do I do this? Because we're sharing screens. I'm not sure how I get to the other side here.
Oh, let me
Okay.
see. I'm going to stop my share.
There we go. Now I can get on it. Okay.
Yeah, so there should be like a chat and then
Just bear with me here for a
no,
sec.
you're good. And I'm going to even reset my camera because it keeps doing this thing where it overexposes and then it doesn't allow me to reset. So I look like this like creepy thing in the void. I look like I'm falling away into nothingness.
Don't do that.
No, not yet. Maybe later.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, how you doing with like being at home and stuff?
oh man.
Speaking of the
I
void.
mean, I'm here. Like I'm at the school
Oh, okay.
more times than not. So like, but it's especially weird because there's no one here. It's just me. So it's very quiet.
Yeah.
So it's
Um,
odd. So I end up doing weird stuff like this with my phone and food coloring.
well, I'm doing that same thing. Okay, let's see here. Camera class. Today I did a cool little video about using plexiglass to show reflections and make like a background for a toy
Oh
using the
yeah.
reflection. Anyway, that was fun.
Yes.
All right, let's see. I'm getting my link for you right now.
Awesome.
Copy. Okay. Before this whole madness started, I had no idea how to use YouTube, like really. And I mean, every day I make a video. I'm a YouTuber now.
Yeah. I think it's like everyone's learned a very bizarre new skill over the
Whoa.
last couple weeks that we never thought we'd learn in like any other circumstance.
Right. Oh, paste. There we go. Cool. All right. There's me YouTube right there.
Boom. Gonna put that in the chat. Awesome. Got it. Yes. The other one that I've been doing recently is kind of like a weird little one as well, is like taking like a spray
Oh,
bottle and
yeah.
just
Uh-huh.
misting stuff
Yeah,
and
that is
getting really
cool.
close to take pictures with it.
Uh-huh.
Other just like little randomness like
Yeah.
that.
I'm trying to think what I mean, I'm like I said, I've done something different every day. It's been fun for me. I think that's really kind of what's kept me sane
Yeah.
is so I can't go to my school. Like you're going to work every day. And
Mhm,
like every day I get dressed like I'm going to work.
mhm.
But I come into my land of make believe and I make videos and I do these little lesson plan projects because like I said I've been working on this second book. So I'm making the content for the second book, which is all basically the stuff that's in my YouTube videos.
Mhm.
And if I didn't have that to go to every day, I don't know what I would do. You can only walk your dog so much.
Yeah.
Like,
And there's only so much to see around the same couple
oh my
blocks.
God. So yeah, like I love my neighborhood. I really do.
Mhm.
Like, I'm getting a little bored.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Now I know.
But you know what I did the other night though? This is a photo nerd thing, like for real photo nerd. I went on a walk without my dog so I could actually take pictures because it's kind of hard to take pictures when I'm walking him.
Yes.
So, because everybody else is walking their dogs and then he wants to bark and pull
Yeah.
and all that. So, anyway, I went out without him and it was during the golden hour.
Oh, yes.
And because I kind of wanted to see when golden hour is right now. And so I was taking a little photo walk, and I got really into photographing light coming through the backside of leaves.
Yes,
So
that's my
like,
favorite.
yeah, so I did like, I probably took 100 pictures of just light coming through leaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very satisfying, very pretty, really cool shadows,
Hmm.
and
There's
really
some
beautiful light.
ones where it's like the by shoot, where is it? It's up Ponce Place, and it's where it's like the Georgia Power. It's one of their stations,
Mhm.
but you can walk past it, and they have those really cool reeds that have the fuzziness at the top.
Oh yeah, and the light comes through, and it's just like magic
Oh,
light. Yeah,
yes. It's my
yeah.
favorite. I think I stood there and people thought I was a crazy person because I just stood
Well,
there taking pictures of
it
the
looks like
reeds.
gold. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like it just looks like shimmery gold. It's you know
yellow light
where
everywhere.
I think the best golden hour pictures are in the city. Like it's kind of cliche, but the light is really good. Is the old Fourth Ward Skate Park during the golden
Oh,
hour?
yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. There's a
Really
lot of
awesome
cool
over
stuff
there
there.
because it's a nice big clearing, so you don't have to worry about too many trees, and it just, I mean, everybody looks like they've been to the Bahamas for a
Yeah.
month. You know?
I know.
It's really good.
I want to
All right,
go.
let's see. I got some comment. Well, maybe it's not from this. Okay. The other thing I've been doing is I'm trying to do a self portrait a day to kind of tell where I'm at with all of this.
Hmm.
Um, because I knew that when this lockdown happened, I mean, this is a monumental time,
Oh, yeah.
and it's a weird time.
Yeah.
And I knew that there was going to be a very important story to tell here. That I
Mhm.
mean, it just is.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wasn't really sure how I wanted to tell the story. And in the very beginning, I was so freaked out, and definitely didn't want to leave my house. Definitely didn't want to go photograph other people.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to tell this story from the point of view inside my home.
Hmm.
And so my rule is that it has to be genuinely what I'm feeling that day.
That's a good call.
So I mean, most of the pictures are pretty like uplifting, but I've had some where I mean, like one day I just freaking couldn't stop crying.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
think everyone is allowed to have like
yeah,
those, not even days, but just moment of the day, like
yeah,
once a day at least, to just kind of be like, ugh. But
yeah,
that's like the coolest thing about photography is like you can take it and like it's always helped process those emotions a little bit
absolutely.
better.
And I feel like I process how I feel through pictures,
Same.
not even necessarily like oh, I don't know the best way to describe that, but it's not like it's like I understand something better if I can see it,
Yeah.
and even if it's myself. And so
It's like a meditative study of
it is
something.
a very meditative study because you were probably like this as a kid too. I could look at a picture, just one image, I could just get lost in it. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
like 30,
My,
45 minutes, I just stare at like a painting or stare at a photograph
yep.
because I'm such a visual person. I was literally taking in like every molecule of
Hmm.
like what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Like my parents were really concerned when I stood in front of a Rothko for like 15 minutes straight. And they were just like not understanding because they were just like, it's just like a couple colors. And I'm just like, I get it. Like, I get
Yeah,
this. It's just like,
yeah.
what is
Well,
that? What happened to my brain?
that's
But
the
it's
thing with
cool, man.
journalism, that it's like I need like evidence. I need sort of like proof of
Yes.
how I feel sometimes. And so
Yes.
um
To get
that's
it out of here and
yeah.
put
And
it
so
somewhere.
so yeah, I started doing these. The very first one was my first day in quarantine, which was Friday the 13th. And it was I was like, okay, well, I have to go buy all this food right now because we don't know what the hell is going on here.
Yeah.
And so I, went and bought a bunch of rice and beans and
Yep.
stuff like that. And then I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to make room in my pantry. Like I don't have enough room for all this food.
Yeah.
So I had to organize my pantry, and it became this very almost meditative thing that I was doing. Like
Yeah.
it was such a, I mean, it seems like that was years ago now.
I know,
It was
right?
not. It was like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was so long ago, and it was wow, such a heavy feeling in that moment of organizing my pantry because we're going through a what? A pandemic? A virus? Like,
Yeah.
and so I took a picture of me in my pantry. So that was the
Nice.
first one. So every day it's been something that I'm feeling really heavy that day.
Hmm.
Um, and there's more happy than there are not happy, but for sure there's some ones where I'm like, today was
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
No kidding. And I think it's
Yeah.
like sometimes with like something that happened that was kind of cool. We're doing the digital storytelling workshop with Hillside, and we're
Yeah.
doing it
Oh yeah. How
online
is that
now.
going?
It's so cool. It is so freaking cool. So we're doing it online now, so we're not able to complete like the entire process of like putting the videos together and everything. So we just kind of been doing these exercises over again. So I've been giving them pictures and saying
Mhm,
like, take this picture, or you get to choose out of like these 15 images and write a story for me
mhm.
about what this picture is about. And they're
Oh,
coming up with
cool.
like the coolest stories. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like this, and I'm like, keep going, keep going. And so it was, they started asking, they were like, well, what does your work look like? And I was like, oh yeah, I've just been kind of showing you guys like some of my favorite photographers. And then I brought up my work and started explaining it a little bit. And not like in my professional work. This was like my personal work. These were like my
Sure, sure.
portfolios and stuff like that, work that I made for just me. And this week, tomorrow, when we have our session, because they said, they were like, well, let's write stories about your work. And I was like, oh yeah, let's
That's really
do
awesome.
that.
That
That's
sounds like
really
you feel really
cool.
good.
So there's
Yeah.
something that I found that's always really cool when you're working with like, because it's teenagers, so kind of sharing that little piece of you
Mhm.
opens up a little bit more of a door where they can go, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You
they're not
know,
just like a teacher, they're like a real
I sometimes
person.
forget to show kids my work
Me
because I
too.
don't want it to be like, "Hey, y'all, look at what I can do," you
Look
know?
at this. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, like, I try I think that I've in trying to not grandstand to my students, I sometimes omit my work to them. But
Same.
when I show them, they're like, "That's so cool. How'd you take that picture?
Wow.
How'd you do that?" And I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh yeah, I should show them what I do."
Yeah.
Um,
And it's hard to tote that line of like,
yeah,
here's me and how awesome I am
right,
versus
right,
like, here's my pictures and I'm a real person.
right,
Like,
right. And you
yeah.
know what is really, and I should really put together a folder of this. I think every photography teacher should. I need to show them my bad pictures.
Yes. Oh man, you are
I've
so
taken some
right.
really, really, really bad pictures
I
before.
sometimes like in my Lightroom class, because I'm going through my catalog
Uh-huh.
and they're seeing like
Ooh,
all of
ooh,
my
ooh.
images and things like that. I'm showing them and just being like, no, here's the thing. You think, and I'm sure like my clients had this like bizarre thought in their brain that every picture that I take is gold. And I'm just like, nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope,
That's when
nope.
they're like, "Can I just have all the pictures?" And you're like,
No, you
I don't
cannot.
want them."
No, you cannot.
Yeah, the answer to that is no. Well, I'll edit
No.
them myself, and you're like, "Yeah, no."
No. I'm like, I'll give you a few more, but no way. No way, man. You're gonna think I'm the worst photographer in the world if you start seeing
Well,
all my
I mean,
pictures.
my God, it's happened to everybody. Like, we've all had our shoots.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, sometimes we just miss the mark. Sometimes it's
Mhm.
just not what you thought it was going to be when you got there, you
No.
know, and and then sometimes things are super, super easy, and you're like, I can't believe I just got paid to do that. That was
100%.
great.
Yeah.
It's like the easiest shoot in the whole world.
It's
Uh,
one or the other all the time.
yeah, but I think that's one thing. Now that I have some time, I might put together a folder of like my bloopers, photo
Yes.
bloopers, and even call it like Brooks photo bloopers. Look at
Yeah.
these terrible pictures I took. Like things are grossly out of focus or just not good. Not
Yep.
good at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's like especially good for kids to see, because
Yeah.
I wish that someone had shown me that when I first started, when I was a
Uh-huh.
kid.
It's very
Um,
intimidating when you are
yeah.
like, why is this so
Oh
hard?
man, especially in college. Like I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
There's like a mental shift. Again, like when you're a kid, you don't care as much. You get it into your older teen, young adult years, and there's like this mental shift of like, ooh,
Yeah.
people are looking at my work now, and I have to make it look like how they think that they want it to look. and
Yeah,
then you lose a
yeah,
little bit of fun and the magic in it. Like
uh-huh,
some of my worst work was out of college, just because of like that
yeah.
mental state of
Well, and I
constantly
think
thinking it had to look a certain way.
right, like trying too hard. It's
Yes.
almost like you're trying too hard and so it looks
Oh
terrible
man.
because and I've just noticed this with me now. Like I feel like I've just now, I don't know, I've been doing photography forever. Digital photography, I've only been doing like 13 years maybe.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like I'm just now getting to where I really know my style, if that
Oh
makes
yeah.
sense at all.
100%.
Um, like I'm sure I've had a style this whole time, but I haven't really recognized it or really embraced it or felt confident about it
Hmm.
until just now. And I'm like, oh, this is the way I shoot. And I feel really good about that. Like,
Yeah.
instead of trying to do all these other things that I think photography is supposed to look like.
Yep.
But I think it's because I work with kids.
Yeah.
I
That's a
think that
huge help.
it's because I work with kids and I see them not being stressed out about it. And so it's a good, they're a good influence on me to not take it
Yeah.
too seriously and not to be so stressed out.
They're super inspiring. Like every time like Alice and I are done with the session, I'm just like, yeah, that was great.
I know,
Let's do
gosh.
that. Like,
Yeah.
why don't I
So
do that?
I have been teaching Zooms once a week with Atlanta Celebrates Photography for kids.
Yeah.
And it's free. It's a free thing on
Yes.
Tuesdays at 4. I think it's still going on through May. I'm not
Yeah. I'm on
100%
like an
sure, but I
AC.
think it is because I did it all through April. And every time I leave one of those classes, I'm just like, it's it's like I took a happy vitamin. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just taught, and it was awesome. And because they are so inspiring, and seeing like just seeing what they make is so
Hmm.
cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Or like I've had some friends send me some pictures because they watched my YouTube videos and their kids took pictures and they sent them to me of like things they versions they did of my
I
little
love
tutorial.
that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's and again, I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
A 5-year-old did that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, I've gotten some really neat stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's always the funnest part where you're just kind of like, oh, dang, like not only are they getting it, but then like you kind of have a little step back and you're just like, I helped do that.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
shake and bake and I helped. Yay.
right. I know. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's I feel like I'm a producer.
Hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. That's
Just
definitely
helping
a
them
really good way to
produce.
think about it.
And
Yeah.
I'm just helping them produce. Well, actually, I don't know if I'm the producer. Maybe I'm the director. I don't know. My dad's a producer. I should ask him exactly what that means.
Yeah. It's like, what do you do? Do I do that? Am I been doing that?
Like,
Is that what
I
I'm?
think
Yeah.
I understand a producer is just really bossy. And I
Yeah.
so um, but yeah, it's really cool when you see kids do that. Like I have this one project, exquisite creatures, because I don't like to call it exquisite corpse because that's creepy. But
Yeah.
where we do like a different head, a different middle, and different legs.
Hmm.
And so that was one of the things I did and on YouTube, and got some things back, and it was so cute to see some
Hmm.
of the, like one kid had a soccer ball for his head, and I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't I think of a soccer ball?
Oh
So
man, that's good.
yeah, so yeah, just playing. Um, and most of the stuff that I'm doing is stuff that like you would have around your house. So
Yes.
any of the projects I'm doing right now are like nobody has to really buy anything or order anything.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah.
I took one of the toilet paper tube with the tin foil in it that you guys do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna add that. That's been
been
kind
so
of fun.
much fun. I love
Yeah.
that one. We did that with our group at the Threshold community
Uh-huh.
program. And yeah, it's super simple. I've got water in this one now, but for anyone that's wondering, it's super simple. You take like a plastic cup or a tube, toilet paper, paper towel roll or whatever, and you line the inside with tinfoil and you shoot through it. If you find stuff with really interesting and fun colors, you can actually kind of like make it show up. Let's get crafty. We've got them
Yeah,
somewhere. I'll be right back.
I'll have a toilet paper tube around here.
So yeah, I don't know where our roll of usual tinfoil went. So I've got one of our reflectors.
Oh, cool.
I know, isn't that great? That's how we make the
But that's
reflectors with,
just tinfoil, right?
that's
Oh,
just
but it's like,
tinfoil
okay, yeah.
on a piece of cardboard. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
But I'm gonna scalp some of it off of it. Let's see if I can kind of put this together.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go grab a kaleidoscope I made out of a toilet paper too.
Yeah, do it.
Do that.
So yeah, here's the trickiest part is to get the tinfoil like actually in it. So it's kind of like curve it first and then get it in there. And then you bend it around the sides.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, I found doing this in strips helps. I've tried to do like one big piece and it's like, nope.
Are you using a cup or a toilet paper tube?
This one's the toilet paper tube.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to make it a little bit more narrow. But the cup is pretty cool too if you want a little bit more room. And it's fun to experiment with like
different things.
Yeah, and because you get different light and different sizes out of them,
Sure.
different effects. But the biggest thing I've always seen is like depending on what you're pointing at is always going to make a world of difference. Yeah.
Cool.
So then if I've got, let's see. Da, da, da.
And I find that with this project, like I like experimenting with the flash on and the flash off because it,
Oh,
flash on
that's a
makes kind
good
of a cool effect too.
idea. Yes. So even with the phone.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And then if it's at this is like the cool part where it's like if you get a purple.
Yeah.
Oops.
And then you get like the purple inside the tube.
We even figured out with our kids if you can like tape it onto your phone or tape it onto the camera or put like a rubber band on it or something. That works out pretty well. I've got fun colors here.
There you go.
Ta-da. Oh, that looks so
Yeah,
cool.
that looks awesome. That does look cool.
Ooh. Yay.
Playing with Sara.
I know.
So this is I'll show you when you're done. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go for it.
All right, so this same concept. This
Yeah.
is a kaleidoscope. I'm going to take it out and tape it back in here. So basically, I guess I could untape the whole thing so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can do this with like an old Mylar balloon and some cardstock or like an index card. Or if you happen to have reflective paper laying around, which most people don't,
Yeah.
or the like actual duct tape, like that you use to fix like ducts in your attic.
Oh,
That stuff
sure.
is reflective. So, and it's pretty cool for this. So I make like a triangle. So I put the reflective paper
Oh.
on a piece of cardstock. It's 4.5 by 4 inches for a toilet paper tube. And then you make a little triangle and then stick it in here. And it's basically the same concept of what, see,
Yes.
that there.
Oh, I love that.
Neat. So look, hey, there's my weird face.
Ah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah.
it's fun.
And I got the idea because so this is the original Kaleidoscope lens
Yes.
attachment. My parents got this probably like 1983 in
Yes.
Peachtree Park at the Arts Festival. And they gave it to me when I graduated from high school because I was so into photography. It used to have a piece of like a filter here and I could screw it onto a lens, but that got broken in a class.
Oh, boo.
So now I just have to hold it up, but it's okay because it's also very, very heavy. So when you would try to like focus your camera, it would really drag your lens down.
Oh, sure.
I probably broke a focusing ring or two trying to do that with this. So anyway, it's real heavy and it actually works, like I find that it works better with smaller lenses. So if I use this on a DSLR, which
Okay.
will fit on a Canon Rebel DSLR
Yeah.
kit lens, um, it actually looks cooler on the cell phone. So I'm gonna show you, like I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Um, so I started using it with the cell phone, and then I was like, I could probably just make one. Oh man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you. Here, I'm gonna take a picture of you. That's what I'll do. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you
That's
can
nuts. I love
see
it.
that. So
Ah,
that's way cooler than the one I just did, obviously, with the toilet paper tube,
but
but
still.
still pretty awesome.
Yes.
So yeah, I always bring this to my classes and let the kids play with it.
Oh,
It's
that's great.
fun.
Oh, we got to get one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, somebody, this was like some craftsman had a booth at the Piedmont Park Arts Festival and
Oh
had all
man.
these different I mean, it's made to go on a camera. And I've never seen anything like it since. I wish I could like find who made these.
I know it's things like those where I gotta like call up some of my industrial design friends and be like,
Can you
can
make
you
a
make
kaleidoscope?
this? I
Yeah.
know this is a weird ask,
It's
but
very, it's a very simple concept. I mean, it's just a tube with a triangle mirror thing inside of it.
yeah.
That's all it is. It's awesome.
Yeah, the kids that like during summer camp, they've also really had fun with if we just have like a bunch of extra mirrors laying around, like we went to IKEA and
Yeah.
got some. And the ones from IKEA are actually really nice because they're only like $2. They're like about this big. But my
Mhm.
favorite thing about them for safety reasons is they have like a continuous sticky paper on the sticky plastic backing it. So if it breaks, it's not going to break off in like small pieces and fly around everywhere.
Right,
If you
right.
break it, it sticks on that paper. So that's been pretty cool. But we get those, or we get like the little locker room, like the little locker inside of the locker mirrors are really fun too. And the kids have a blast with those, and they just try to see like I made because I'm a photo nerd and I'm a weirdo, and I had this project idea. I made a small box that was all mirrors and then
I've
put
been wanting to make an infinity mirror thing.
yeah, that's what I made. I made an infinity mirror
Oh,
thing. Yeah, it's
awesome.
nuts.
I seriously 2 nights ago was Googling how to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, how could I make an infinity mirror for my photography students? Because that would be super cool to photograph.
Yeah.
So I think I might make one now.
I
That's
made mine too big,
yeah.
and because then you run into the problem of, oh, I can see myself in any direction.
Oh, right, right. And you don't,
So I had to close it off up at the top
uh-huh.
and then but poke a hole and angle my camera. I couldn't even use my DSLR to take the shot of the mirrors.
You can,
Um,
you could.
I could not because the
Yeah,
opening
that's
was
the
too
thing.
big and I could
Some
see
things,
myself in any direction.
the cell phones are better for certain things.
Yes.
There are some
Yeah. So
things
I
where
put like the
cell phones
phone up
are
on
really
top and kind of
easy.
angled it so you
Yeah,
couldn't tell.
right.
And I'm not photographing the phone back in it. That was the hardest part. That was the hardest part, is getting the phone out of the picture.
I want to see those pictures. That sounds really
I'll
cool.
have to
I never
pull them
really
up.
got
They
to
were
do
really
that.
fun.
Yeah, I want to do an infinity mirror. I didn't get to go to the infinity mirrors at the high. I tried.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I didn't try that hard because I was like, I'm not spending the night in the cold to do this. I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna do it. And then I had a friend that was going to take me, but she was like number 3079
Oh
in the
man.
list on the waiting list, and she never got the tickets. So I wasn't able to go, but I love the concept of it. And I've seen things
Yeah.
like that in other places.
Mhm.
So I'd really like to make one for sure.
I got to go. It was really cool. It was just a lot of people. It's just a lot of people, and it's not always how I like to experience
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
art.
Well, I
I'm
think that
I'm
was
selfish when it
fun.
comes to
Yeah,
seeing and viewing art where I want to go and there's no one there.
yeah.
And that was the opposite experience.
Well, I've had that happen. So I used to work for a lot of magazines and I would cover events at the high. And I got
Yeah.
to go to press day, which was great because it was like me and like 50 other people.
Hmm.
I got very spoiled.
Yeah.
I've never been a big crowd person anyway.
Hmm.
And I went to go see Tim Burton's exhibit at the moment in
Ah,
New York.
yes.
And it was so packed. And it's like, it's just so disappointing when you can't spend, because we're visual people. Like
Yeah.
you can look at a Rothko for 15 minutes and go, oh my God,
Yeah.
I get it. Um, I need to look at things. I need to process them for a long
Mhm.
time. And when I'm getting pushed through, that's real hard for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
And
think
that's
that
what it
was
was. It was like you go in the room and then you have a certain amount of time and then they open the door back up
yeah, I
and it's
can't
like, that's it. And you felt like as soon as you were kind of like getting into it, they'd open the door and you'd have to leave.
we
It's
gotta
just,
go.
dang
Yeah.
it, man.
So but I did see people take some really cool pictures. Like one
Oh yeah.
person did like they had gone several times, not in Atlanta, it was like in another city, but she'd gone enough that she understood the lighting that she did like some photo
Oh,
shoots, like real fast photo shoots with people.
love
And they were
that.
pretty impressive. I thought those were pretty cool.
That's
Um,
fantastic.
but yeah, I
Man,
saw one at Meow Wolf. I went to Meow Wolf several times.
that's my next venture.
You gotta go. If you
I,
go to Meow Wolf, you have to tell me when you're going because
okay, cool.
my
We'll go.
dad was in Santa Fe and I go to New Mexico. Well,
Oh,
I'm not
nice.
allowed to
Yes.
fly. I go to New Mexico like twice a year. So
Nice.
um,
Yeah, no, that's like my pilgrimage. For those of you that don't know, Meow Wolf is this like amazing, gigantic installation.
it's so cool.
It's a place for artists, for anyone, really, for anyone. But
It
if
is.
I part of my work is an installation artist, and I have to go. Like I said, it's a pilgrimage.
Yeah, they have two infinity mirror places. They've got one where it looks like you're
Dang.
inside a birthday cake. It's really awesome. Like a really ornately like frosting decorated, like the frosting roses. They have one like that, and then
So
they have another one
fun.
that's just like a weird space room with like laser things. And nobody's kicked me out. It's like you can sit in there as long as
I
you
know. I
want.
know. That's the magic of it. Like,
It's pretty cool.
yeah, everyone that I've heard that's gone is just like it's an amazing, beautiful,
Yeah,
immersive experience.
I taught for them sort of
Oh, cool.
once. Yeah, it's a long story, but anyway, yeah, because I go out there all the time. So I made some connections at Meow Wolf and
Oh, that's great.
but it'll be a little while. The thing they
I
have
know.
now, they have this big whale. Like this big I think maybe it was like at Burning Man. It's like some big sculptural whale
Ooh,
and it's in Santa Fe, like I think at a college, but it's sponsored by Meow Wolf, and I want to go see this big whale. I think it's got
yes.
lights in it, like LED lights, and I'm maybe this fall, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like fingers crossed
Yeah, yeah.
when to go.
This
Yeah,
year.
totally. Cool. Well, we just got like a couple minutes.
Oh, well, it's been fun talking. Just
I know. See, I told you, yeah, it's like super casual. It's just like a little
I know. I was like, what kind of lesson plan do I need to have for this? Oh, no, nothing.
nothing,
Great.
nothing. I'm gonna bust out more tinfoil. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna finish putting my video on YouTube. So
Yes.
but that was a lot of fun. Just plexiglass and like the reflection of the sky. It was pretty cool. I
Yeah,
had a lot of fun playing. That's what I've done. I've just been playing.
I'm pumped. I've got some video ideas. I just have to actually like sit down and have time to get around to doing them.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get the instructors together and we're gonna do like a really cheesy like 90s infomercial for the school.
Ah, that's awesome.
It's gonna look like you're shot like on a VHS tape, like Better Call Saul kind of style. I'm really
Oh,
pumped. Yeah.
I love that. That's such a great idea.
It's gonna be a blast.
I can't wait to see it.
Yes. Well, cool. Thank you so much, Brooke. It was so awesome talking to you. This has totally made my week.
You want
This
to
is
do it
brilliant.
again?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think this is one of those things where it's like, even though we've started doing this for just like because of everything and in the interim, we're going to continue to do this because a lot of the stuff that we found, it's like, this is just fun. We're just going to keep doing this
Yeah.
even when everything's back to normal.
I think that we're gonna find that when things go back to whatever normal is,
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm probably still gonna teach some Zoom classes.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, there's some things about it I really like. So I'm
Yeah.
probably still gonna make my YouTube videos. I'm probably still gonna, do all these fun things. So we'll see.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's like, we're just going to make it like Thursday nights. We're going live on ASoP kind of thing.
That's
So
how we do
I'm
it.
pumped. I'm
So,
pumped. It's fun for me. Yeah.
well, thanks for letting me nerd out.
Yes. Anytime. Absolutely. All right. I'll talk to you later, Brooke. Have a good one.
You.
Bye.